Back for another conversation with Mr. Web3, my man, Mr. Erik Caputo, talking about the intersection of crypto and Web3 with the sports world. Now, for a long time, esports lived on its own kind of plane that was knocking on the mainstream door of sports. Now, with the evolution of NFTs and the crossover that seems like naturally exists there, what has that kind of been like? And what's the evolution been with esports in now officially Web3?
Yeah, it's interesting because gaming is primed for NFTs, right? So like back in, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, you're buying digital assets already from like Fortnite, from Call of Duty, all these different skins that you would buy. They're essentially NFTs. It's just a digital asset that you own.
That's right.
But on the back end, Epic or whoever the company is the one that actually owns it. So you don't own that digital asset, which if all of these were NFTs, if you had skins that were NFTs and you bought it from a company, you now own that digital asset and you can monetize that asset in a number of ways, right? So that's the progression of, in my opinion, where gaming goes is natural in the sense that we've already been purchasing digital assets in whatever ecosystem it is. Then the future of this is all of this becomes NFTs and now you own it and it's digitized and you can use it in any number of ways, really. So when you take all of that and you bring it into esports, right, you have some of your biggest gamers, top gamers, big teams, and owning skins or custom skins that kind of correlate to that team or correlate to what they're doing if there's like a big tournament or something like that. And you can start to monetize and support teams that way in a way that you as the consumer can also monetize that asset. So like buying a limited edition trading card or something that you'd have a physical asset, you do the exact same thing with a digital asset.
It's taken esports to a whole new level, right? Particularly in the pandemic. But there's been a lot of pushback, it seems like, from the traditional gaming community.
There has, and frankly, I don't understand it because again, you're having all these transactions occur, but you don't own anything. I mean, the company that you're buying it from is what you're just dumping money. I mean, it's just going away. You can't get that asset back in any way, and you can't remonetize that, so you're just dumping money away. And granted, I've done my fair share of transactions on video games, so I've spent tons of money in doing it, but when this technology came out, and I was like, this just seems like the most natural thing, but there was so much pushback, and personally, I couldn't understand it, but I think that they're afraid of decentralization in gaming. I don't necessarily understand it.
I could see that. So you're the guy, though, that playing SimCity, you would have definitely paid.
Oh, for sure.
Paid the max
I get addicted.
to
Yeah.
get the Super City kill.
Yeah, pay to win.
Yeah. Well, what are some other ways that the assets and ownership has changed in gaming?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things now, even with VR and AR and incorporating that into esports. Like the esports genre and this environment is continually growing. Colleges are now pushing it out. You see colleges having teams, having scholarships that support esports and what the future of gaming is. You have stadiums that are now kind of being geared for esports tournaments and stuff like that. It's an industry that's booming, and it's an industry that is purely digital. You're playing all these digital games, and what makes sense is digital assets that contribute to these digital ecosystems that you're already building, right? So you have a potentially massive market opportunity with esports as it continues to grow. And alongside that, you have the digital growth of NFTs and digital assets. So when you combine the two, I mean, again, it's an inevitable market that's going to blow up. And the way that it's going to contribute to even other sports down the line, all this is happening at the same time.
I'm not surprised that the NCAA is all over it, though, as another revenue stream, another potential opportunity to increase their income for not just their universities, but obviously all their sports programs. But there's still something special about being in person. I think that's what esports, particularly in other parts of the world, where they're selling out soccer stadiums and football stadiums in South Korea, 40,000, 70,000 people watching gaming championships and competition.
People sitting in chairs.
I can very much see that will be a token gated, you got to hold the NFT to end up at the Miami Heat Arena or wherever it is, likely in South Florida or Southern California, to be able to access that. So that's cool to kind of see how that crossover has happened.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just at the cusp, right? We have so much that's going to come down to this. There's going to be so much money in this industry long term. And like you said, the experience of being there is unbeatable. So we have to find ways to tie the physical with the digital, but that's coming.
Thanks for checking out our Dark Horse Sports Club content. Hop in the Discord and join the action.